Good afternoon, class. So this is actually afternoon on February the 22nd, so I shall be seeing you guys in about 4 hours. But this particular video recording that I'm making is to demonstrate the Windows 10 training activity, the required, I should say, Windows 10 training activity at the MindTap site. As I mentioned during week 1 of your class, the assignments that you are currently working on or need to be working on are the 5 computer concepts quizzes, modules 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 quizzes you must do by the 28th of February, 11:59 p.m. on the 28th. And the Windows 10 availability just started today at 12 a.m., but I mentioned this last week as well. So now you have from today all the way through the 28th, which is next Monday, okay, at 11:59 p.m. to finish it. But I strongly recommend that you do this training 5 or 6 times, okay? A lot of the tasks will be very easy, and there are only 21, so it's not difficult per se just from that perspective. But this is the easiest exam you're going to have in this class by far, okay, because it's based on the Windows 10 training. Just to give you an example of what will be coming up next. So 21 training tasks in Windows 10. In Word, there will be 126 training tasks, okay? And the Word exam is based on those 126 tasks. The Windows 10 exam is based on those 21 tasks. So it's pretty darn easy, okay? Then when you get to Excel, 126 tasks in Word, there's 135 tasks in Excel. And though the Excel exam will be based on those 135. I'm not sure if I just said 136, but so 126 in Word, 135 in Excel. But the bottom line is Excel is far more difficult than Word, and Word is far more difficult times 10 or to the square of whatever in terms of comparing it to Windows 10, all right? So take advantage of this easiest exam, plus take advantage of the time, the 2 full weeks, which is now down to 1 week that you have to complete the computer concepts quizzes, all righty? So I'm gonna go over now to MindTap, and so I'll take this screen picture of me off and share my screen with you, and I'll do one more quick overview of this in MindTap, all right? So I'm over here. Oh, let me make sure I'm in your class. So students start here is what you click, and then you click students click here. Now everybody needs to be registered now. I think there's 19 students in this class. So if you're not here, you'll be dropped. So let's hopefully see that everybody is here. All right, so this is your class now in MindTap. I'm going to open the grade book. And in the grade book, I'm going to check my roster. Okay? So here's my roster. I'll go down these names. They're in alpha order, last name first. It says there's 18 of you, and there may only be 18 now in the class. I'm not positive, but either way, it looks like 1 of you may not have registered yet. So Christina Aguilera, Javon Alexis, Cesar Amaya, you guys are registered. Okay. Samuel Borge, Carlos Catala, Trayvon Esquivel, Jalen George, Diana Guevara, Aiden Hagan, Dorian Jumper, Anaya Nesmith, Danielle Noriega, Irma Oseyo, Isabella Rodriguez, Ashley Tullius, and Leonardo Valdivia, Hector Verdon. Okay, so you guys are there. All right, so get out of that. Now, what do you have that's due? As I just said in the first couple minutes of this recording, so you must do your module 1. I actually said you must do the pre-assessment. Excuse me. Only 8 of you have done that. Remember, I said the score does not matter, but we compare ourselves to every office, and then we have a CIT committee, which I'm on, which then makes proposed changes based on what areas of the pre-assessment for computer concept students do well in versus what areas they don't do as well in. to make changes to our content for the next year, next academic year. Okay, so please do that if you have not done so. It is called practice. The grade doesn't count. What you must do, Module 1. Okay, and by the way, watch my class overview videos. I'm sharing the screen here. Let me just make sure. Yes, I am. So over here again, course videos by Professor Maloney is in Blackboard in our class. Okay, so if you click those, there's the class overview video. I played part of that in class last week, and MindTap overview video recording. I played part of that in class last week. Both of these were just made at the beginning of this term for you guys. These are specially made for this particular class. So watch these things. Watch them again if you have questions on them. The video I'm making right now, Windows 10 training, will also be here before class tonight on February 22nd. All right? Okay. So back over to MindTap. All right. So you must do Module 1. Okay. Specifically, the part you must do to get your grade is the Module 1 Computer Concepts quiz. Now you see 8 people have gotten a grade on it. The average score though, 92.8%, that's absolutely wonderful, okay? For this especially, these quizzes, some of these are over 70 questions or about 70 questions. Some are 60 and 65. That's a lot of questions. But I told you in the MindTap overview video what you need to be doing to prepare yourself. And just in going through these individually, say 6 people. Remember, 8 took the quiz. Only 6 did this practice. Only 6 watched this video. Only 6 did this training, practice training. Okay? So if I click here, only 4 did that. That's even more important. Only 2 and none. Okay? So, you know, you guys decide what you want to do, but you must do the quiz. And then the same with Module 2, Module 3, Module 4, and Module 5. You do not need to do Modules 12, 13, and 14. I suggest you read them, you know, do them, but you don't need to. You're not going to be graded. You're not going to be quizzed on those. There's 5 quizzes, Modules 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? So in the news doesn't count. The next in the news doesn't count. Modules 12 through 14 doesn't count. All right? Make sure you do them by the 28th. Otherwise, if you do them after that, there's a 20% late penalty. Okay, now Windows 10, that's under our operating systems. So you see the Windows 10 training is available now. When it's available, you see a % submitted and an average score if there is one. This only became available at 12 a.m. this morning, meaning 1 minute after 11:59 p.m. last night. So not too many of you have probably been in our class yet. You don't have to do it today. But this is the easiest training you have in this entire class. And this exam is the easiest exam you're going to have in this class. And the exams, remember, are worth 10% of your final grade each. So there's 5 exams. That means cumulatively, they make up 50% of your class grade. So 5 exams make up half of your class grade. All right? Okay, so that's Windows 10 training and Windows 10 exam. The exam is 1 week from tonight. And it can only be taken in class. So it starts at 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday, March 1, and it's due 7:40 p.m. on Tuesday, March 1. You get exactly an hour and 10 minutes for it. It's 70 minutes is what you get. But if you don't do it by 7:40 p.m., if you submit it even at 7:41 p.m., it'll either stop on you, meaning if you, let's say you did 15 of the 21 questions, well, it'll stop you and record your score that way. Or if it lets you go on, it's going to say, even if you submit this in 1 minute, you're going to get a 20% late penalty. So you don't play games, right? It means you need to be aware of the time frames, aware of when everything is. My syllabus, the tentative schedule of activities at the end of my syllabus, shows all this for everything in this class, okay? But anyway, that's what you got. All right, now I'm going to demonstrate some of the training tasks. I'm only going to do maybe 6 or so of the 21 that are there. All right, so you should read what it says here. It says 32. This is not me, by the way. This is MindTap. There's 21. All right, start. All right, so it runs in a pop-up. So you need to make sure that you're allowing pop-ups, okay? Generally, if you're not allowing pop-ups, you'll get a message if you click this lock right here and then allow pop-ups. Sometimes on the right side of the screen, it'll tell you that you're getting an error and it needs to enable pop-ups. In Blackboard over here, again, if you scroll down, you're going to see enabling pop-ups in your browser. So if you don't know how to do it, you can just click here and do it. But really, all you have to do is then Google, right? Allow pop-ups in Microsoft Edge, allow pop-ups in Chrome, allow pop-ups in Safari, allow pop-ups in Firefox, okay? Whatever you want to do. All right, anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and, what's going on? Did I not start this? Yeah, I already started it. So mine is now down here. So here, all right? So, all right, now, let's get rid of that. Okay, so it says shut down Windows 10. Now, if this was the exam, let me tell you what you wouldn't see. You won't see an observe, you won't see a practice. It may not say the word apply, but basically applies what you're getting. You get 2 tries to get this right. It's not an A, B, C, D, meaning multiple choice A, B, C, or D. It's not a true, false. You have to do it on your computer. See, this pop-up that I'm moving around on my desktop right now, this is what I'm moving around. That's a pop-up. And this pop-up is actually Windows 10, but you're getting into Windows 10 via the pop-up. So it's called a virtual machine, and you're getting into it on your computer. Okay, my computer, if you can see down in the very bottom of the screen, outside, below the pop-up, I'm on Windows 11, so that's why mine is over here. With Windows 10 and really all earlier versions of Windows 2, the start menu was way over on the left. So this, again, since it's the pop-up, that's the most left it can be. If I just focus on mine down here, this one here is about 1/3 of the way in, maybe even 40% of the way in on my computer. So it's a little different, but that doesn't matter. So you get 2 tries to get this question right. So if I get it wrong by clicking, as an example, on the Microsoft Store right here. So if I click that store, it's incorrect. So I made a mistake. You can't say, Professor, I didn't click, it clicked for me. Well, you have to make sure your computer is functional. I will get a bare minimum of 50% of you making an A on this exam, and I'll also get out of those A's a bare minimum of 60% of you will make a 100. Okay, for sure. It'll most likely be 75% of the class will make an A, and probably more like 65% make a 100. It's going to be that easy of an exam, but you still need to practice. So you're allowed to write down notes, practice the training all the times you want to, especially ones that are a little bit more difficult. Okay, but anyway, so shut down Windows 10. Pretend that what I clicked on, which was the Microsoft Store, I said that would be wrong. If I click on now Edge, the browser, that's now 2 misses. If this was the exam, it would move me. I'm out of this question. And it actually may move you if you miss it once. But if it does, then after 21 tasks or however many there are on the exam, then it'll bring you back to those that you missed. So you do get 2 tries, okay, on each question. So you either get 2 tries on task 1 right away, assuming you need 2 tries, or if you only get 1 and then it records your score on it, then if it's wrong at the end of the exam, before it ends, it'll send you back to task 1. And you may say, Professor, I already did task 1. Yes, but if it lets you do it again, that means you missed it. So do it again. Try. Okay. Anyway, so if this was the exam, which will be on Tuesday, March 1st, then I would have missed this task because I've already missed it. I clicked it twice. Okay. But what you do is you go into the start menu. Okay. Then you're looking for shutdown. Shutdown is from this power button. Okay. And it's okay if you don't know it. But if you click the power button, then you have 3 modes. So you can still get it wrong. If you click sleep or if you click restart, they would both be wrong because it says shut down. So you click shut down. Okay. So now it's right. It goes to the next task. All right. Here it says sign on or sign in to Windows 10 as user 1 and use Windows in lowercase as the password. So there's 2 things here. One, you got to be in as user 1 and you have to type Windows in lowercase as the password. Okay. Well, you can see we're user 2. So we have to obviously change over here. If I click user 1, that would be the right thing to do. And then I would put the password in. But if I click other user, okay, that would be other user, but I don't think they're going to let me do it if I don't type user 1. So I'm going to, let's say, type user 3, okay, even though there isn't a user 3. So user 3, but I'll type Windows correctly, Windows. You can see what you type for the password by clicking the what looks like a little eye with an eyebrow or eyelash, whatever, you know, this thing. So if you click it and hold it, that's what I typed, Windows in lowercase. Well, that's correct. So if I enter via this click here, I'm assuming I'm going to get it right, but I know I'm going to get it wrong because I'm teasing, right? I'm playing. I'm purposefully typing user 3, so I'll say it's wrong. Okay. Now, again, if that was the exam, that would be a miss. Okay. If I click here and go to user 1, now I've typed it right. As long as I do, I've got a capital U, an SER in lower space and no space, and then the number 1. So that should be right, even though I typed it. But it's possible they want me to click it. I did not click it, okay? So if this is wrong, it's just, again, I'm testing. And you guys should also test things, because the test will be exactly like the trainings on everything you do in this class, all right? So anyway, this will be my second try. And here, actually, I want to spell it wrong this time. The Windows, I'll use a capital W, all right? So capital W, and then delete the other one, show this, so you see it's capital W. That's not right. So I'll click to enter it, incorrect. Now I'll fix the capital W, little w, verify I got it right again, that's correct. And now I typed in user 1, so I'm not technically sure whether that will count or not, but we'll see now. And it did, okay, it took that, all right. Okay, next one, task. Start the alarms and clock app from the start menu apps. So the start menu means you click the start menu. This is the start menu, okay? So I don't click somewhere else, okay? I have to click start, and then I'm looking for alarms and clock. And you see here it's in the A list. The way it works basically is what they call most used, and they're just arbitrarily saying it's all Microsoft stuff here, okay? So that's the most used list. And then any app that starts with a number is under this pound group. So the 3 is the only app in all of these here that starts with a number. So that one goes under the number group. The pound means number, okay? And then after that is A, there's no B, then C, there's no D, then E, then F, then G, then H, no I, J, K, or L, it goes to the M, no N, it goes to the O, etc. Okay? All right. So for me to start and just get it right, I just have to go and start the alarms and clock app. Okay, but let's get this one wrong and come over here to the observe mode. Okay, and they'll tell us what to do. But on the observe mode, you do not get credit for it. And this is something I haven't said yet. So you must always do the apply mode, which is the default mode. In other words, when you start a task, it's all like the observe has the blue background here because I clicked observe. But the apply is the default and it has the blue background, which means you're always using apply unless you click one of the others. And apply is the one you need to do. That's why I set that up as the default mode. Okay, but I'm going to let you hear her now and show you what to do.
Use the alphabetical apps list on the Start menu to open any installed application. Click the Start button.
So she's telling us and she does it.
The Start menu opens. Click Alarms and Clock. The app, which includes an alarm, a clock, a timer, and a stopwatch, starts, and its window opens on the desktop.
Okay, so now it says, do you want to do the practice mode, which is another mode, or the apply? Practice is very close to observe. The only difference is, like, it's the same narration, exactly the same, but when she tells us to click on something, we have to do the click. So that's quote unquote our practice, okay? So I'll do practice.
Use the alphabetical apps list on the Start menu to open any installed application.
Okay.
Click the Start button.
So she says click it, and then she puts a red border around it to help me know where it is. So right here.
The Start menu opens. Click Alarms and Clock.
So she puts a red border around it, puts an arrow pointing towards it, and tells me click alarms and clock.
The app, which includes an alarm, a clock, a timer, and a stopwatch, starts, and its window opens on the desktop.
So there she tells me a little bit of stuff about it, which the apply doesn't. So it's all done. Now, though, we have to do again the apply. And see, the apply is the normal one with the blue background. If you don't do it correctly, you don't get credit for the task, even if you did observe or practice. Okay. All right. So start the alarms and clock from the start menu. So start menu, and I already showed you it's right here. So just click it and it's done. Okay. Next one. Start Word, and you can move around these tasks. See the task instructions? I can put it anywhere because sometimes it's sort of in the way. So you can always move it, but you can only move it within your virtual machine. Okay. So if you want to make it bigger than that, let's see if I can make the screen bigger. Yes, I can. Okay. So that way you have a little bit more real estate to move it within. Okay. So you can be on full screen if you prefer, and this will restore to the down that you were on, so you can just pick whichever one you want. Well, this is Windows 11. With Windows 10, you wouldn't have to do that. But either way, I'm just going to do what they say. So start Word 2019 now, but they're telling us to use the start menu again. Okay. So I don't see it open on the taskbar. What you're seeing down here, this is all my stuff. Okay. So the word that's open here is my word. So they want me to start Word from the start menu. Technically, I can right click on the desktop and say new, okay? And then from the new, I can come over here and look for a Word document. Okay, you see Microsoft Access, you see Bitmap, you see Journal document, you see PowerPoint, you see, but is there a Word document? No, there's not. This is rich text format. That's an RTF. Word documents are DOCX. So you cannot do it from this view, okay? And they're not telling you to. They're saying from the start menu. I'm just saying be careful with the way you do things. Make sure you follow their instructions, because the exam, if it's on it, would be the same way. Okay, so anyway, start menu, okay? And I have to start Word, all right? So Word is in the most used. I can also scroll down to W's, and Word is there. Both of them will be correct. So I'll click Word down here. Okay, now they're telling me switch to Excel. Again, I'll move this to display the open workbook. So in this case, if I go to the start menu, it'll probably be wrong because it would take more steps to get the open workbook. If you have an open workbook, it shows up in what's called the task pane, which is this thing down here. Remember, I'm on full screen now. So mine is the bottom. This one, you know, our virtual machine are these things here, okay? And this is the open Excel workbook that they're talking about. So I'm guessing this is the one they want us to do. But if it's not here, then obviously we click the start menu and then click Excel, and then open this file, okay? But I'm pretty sure they want us to do it this way. So click here on Excel, and that is correct, all right? All right, so one last one, and that'll be it for me. Display the desktop without minimizing or closing any windows. So they want me to open or just display the desktop, okay? So remember, again, you have to be wherever you are. The virtual machine is taking up all of this window. So basically over here in the far right corner, may actually not work with this thing here because I can't see things. So I'm gonna restore down, just clicking it that way. And then this line here on the far right is what you have to do. See if it tells us. No, but that's what that one is, all right? You might say, but it's this one, isn't it? And this thing here, no, that's your notifications. It's just right, there's a little, it looks, whoops, I just clicked it. I didn't actually, okay, maybe I missed it. Click there, okay, that's what it was. So anyway, that's what that is, all right? And then you do this, and then you do the rest of them, and any that are troublesome, you write down notes and do the practice a bunch of times, okay? So that is the end of this video. I hope you learned something, but it is an easy one, okay? remember, this exam is based on a very small amount of material. The one that you take next week, March the 1st. Let's verify here the date. Oops. Clear that. So February, and then here you see we get into March, and it's next Tuesday. Okay, so 1 week from tonight is the exam. 1 week from last night is when Windows 10 training is due, and everything is due at 11:59 p.m. except exams. Exams are always due at either 7:40 p.m. or 7:50 p.m. depending on how long you get for the particular exam. All right, so 5 computer concepts quizzes are all due on Monday the 28th, and the Windows 10 training is also due on Monday the 28th. The bio post you can no longer do. I don't allow makeup on exactly one assignment in this class, and it's the first post you have to make, which is the bio post. So that one, if you didn't do it, you just didn't do it. I told you this last week. It's in my syllabus, so that's what it is. All right, so have a great day. I'm going to stop this thing here, escape, and then stop this and right here, okay, and then get out of there, and that's the way it works. Have a great day. I'll see you tonight, actually, so